Good evening, future top notchers and future LPT. By the way, my name is Paula Palomar, your future top notcher. So, let me experience my life is like a waves on the ocean. So, I keeps going. So, I can apply myself because whatever happens, how hard the situation, the circumstances, the obstacles that I encountered in my life, so I keep moving forward and motivate myself whenever I feel giving up, but I remember I should make my parents proud of me and successful someday. First question is, who was the priest who baptized with the Rizal? So A. Father Damaso Verdolagas, B. Father Pedro Casanias, C. Father Rufeno Colantes, and D. Father Pedro Pelais. So the answer is C. The Father Rufeno Colantes. So Padre Damaso Verdolagas, commonly referred to the Padre Damaso, was a Catholic friar and the former curate of San Diego. He was initially recognized as the godfather of Maria Clara, but was later revealed to be her biological father. Padre Damaso is described to be a snobbish, the ruthless, and judgmental. He does not control his word when speaking and does not care if the person he is talking to will feel offended or humiliated. He always berates or criticizes other people around him, especially Ibarra. He was shown extreme bigotry towards Indios, often degrading them during his sermons and forbidding them from speaking in Spanish. So his godfather or Nino was the Father Pedro Casañas, native of Calamba, a close friend of the Rizal family. So Father Rufino Colantes, the parish priest whose baptized Rizal, so his name given is Jose Protasio Rizal Mercado Alonsa Rialonda. So the date of baptism is 3 days later on June 22. Pedro Pelais Y. Sebastian, June 29, 1812, or John 3, 1863, was a Filipino Catholic priest who favored the rights for Filipino clergy during the 19th century. He was a diocesan administrator of Archdiocese of Manila for a brief period of time. In the early 19th century, Pilaes advocated for the secularization of Filipino priests and is considered the godfather of the Philippine Revolution. His cause towards beatification has been initiated designated with the title of Servant of God. Second question is, the new Philippine 100 peso bill has a back image and description of the Philippine iconic natural wonder. So A is Chocolate Hills in Bohol, B is Banawi Rice Terraces in Ifugao, C is Mayon Volcano in Albay, and D is the Bataha Reefs Natural Park in Sulusi. So the answer is Mayon Volcano in Albay. So Mayon Volcano is the 100 peso bill features Mayon Volcano in Albay along with the whale shark or botanding and Bicol textile design. So Mayon Volcano is renowned for being the most perfectly formed stratovolcanic cone in the world, named after a legendary princess heroine Daragang Magayon, or beautiful lady. The volcano and its surrounding landscape was reclassified as a nature park in 2000. So you can see the volcano from anywhere in the province of Albay in Bicol region, but the most iconic view is from Kazoa ruins. The 20 pesos bill features the Banawi rice terraces, 2,000-year-old terraces carved into the mountains of Ifugao province along with the Palm Civet and Cordilleras wave design. If you're hiding up the Cordilleras, it's always worth stopping by the main view deck along Banawi to get a stunning view of the rice terraces. So you can also buy famous Banawi souvenirs and see weavers in action of tourist shops nearby. The 200 peso bill features the famed Chocolate Hills of Bohol, along with the Philippine Tarsier and Visayas wave design. The Chocolate Hills in the island province of Bohol is one of the most popular icons in the country. The tourists can get a great overlooking view of this incredible geological formation of Chocolate Hills complex in the municipality of Carmen and Sagbayan Peak in Sagbayan Town in Bohol. So the only destination in Philippine currency that I haven't personally been to or which remains high on my bucket list. So it is a Tobaha Reefs of Natural Park which can see at the river side of 1,000 peso bell. Number 3 question. The sublime paralytic who wrote El Verdadero Decalogo was A. Emilio Jacinto, B. Andres Bonifacio, C. Apolinario Mabini, D. Antonio Luna. So the answer is Apolinario Mabini. So Apolinario Mabini is also famous for having achieved all this despite having lost the use of his leg to polio just prior to the Philippine Revolution. So this has made Mabini one of the Philippines' most visually iconic national heroes, such that he is often referred to as the Sublime Paralytic or Dakilang Lumpo. He wrote the pamphlets El Verdadero Digalogo and the Ordenanzas de la Revolución, which were intended to inspire the revolutionaries in the fields and guide them in the conduct of the struggle, and a constitutionally program for the government. Ed. Number 1 question. As a high school teacher, Grace makes sure that her students do more work in their daily lessons while she supervises and answer questions as they arise. Teacher Grace is a blank. A. Sage on the stage. B. Stimulus bounded. C. Guide on the side. D. Overlapping. So the answer is C. Guide on the side. So the teacher who uses practices like this is often called the guide on the side. They implement student-centered learning in which the student has agency and it is made to think rather than memorize. So in the case of guide on the side, they create a structured environment for students to learn on their own, rather than learning through the narrow scopes of the demonstrations and examples given that by the teachers. Class members are getting something much more personalized. So the opposite on the guide on the side is the sage on the stage, who stands at the front of the classroom and imparts knowledge to remember. So there remain occasions where it's appropriate for the teacher to act as the sage on the sides. Both styles of teaching, if done well, have their place. So there is consensus that what matters is rising students' engagement. Stimulus ban. The teachers who allow themselves to be distracted by the outside stimuli move the class attention to the distraction. The students are now off task, have trouble re-engaging in the task, and engage in misbehavior. So teachers also become bound up in the wrong focus when they draw student attention away from the lesson to make spontaneous announcement. Next is overlapping. This word pertains to the ability to do many things at the same time. For example, is multitasking. Kuonin stated that this ability is closely related to being with it, or see above. In his mind, they work hand in hand to produce a powerful effect. One without the other reduces the teacher's effectiveness, or Kuonin is 1988. Number 2 question. I wanted my pupils to find the rules on the subject-verb agreement after I have given them a sufficient number of sentences that show agreement of subject-verb agreement. So which method did I use in my lesson plan? So A is expository method, B is deductive method, C is reflective method, D is inductive method. The answer is inductive method. So my mnemonics is DERI. So deductive method. The deductive method of teaching involves our teacher-centered approach to presenting new content to students. It begins by providing rules to learners along with examples, which are followed by specific activities so that they can practice. This method is suitable for slow learners who need a clear base to start and are also most accustomed with the traditional approach. So, inductive method. The inductive method mainly involves learning through observation, unlike the deductive learning method, which includes observing the discoveries that have been made. So, there is an information flow from specific to general in inductive teaching, but in the case of deductive learning, the flow is in the reverse order or general to specific. The inductive method is more versatile than the deductive method, which is more traditional. The students are assigned different tests or experience related to topics in the case of inductive learning. So in this basis, observations are made. R is reflective method. So reflective teaching involves examining one's underlying beliefs about teaching and learning and one's alignment. So with actual classroom practice before, during, and after course is taught. So when teaching reflectively, instructors think critically about their teaching and look for evidence of effective teaching. So E is expository method. So it is a kind of method that interprets or explains a comprehensive topic or subject matter. So expository teaching simplifies challenging ideas by breaking down into manageable parts and providing their expectation. So last question is, what explains proximodestal development? So the development of motor skills starts from A, the center of the organism, then to the extremities. B, the head, then goes down. C is below, then goes up. D, from the bottom upward. So the answer is the center of the organism, then to the extremities. So that's all, and thank you, sir.